Hey guys, what's going on today? We're gonna go do some fishing. So I haven't been hiking for a while. I know you guys probably want to see one of those videos. It's been pretty smoky out there. There's been lots of fires in the area. So we're gonna do some fishing again today. I'm gonna go to the jetty in Newport. Specifically, I want to go to the North Jetty, and I want to go show you guys how to catch fish, just fish in general. Um, I know I used to not be able to fish the jetty. 2 years ago, I knew nothing about what I was doing out there, and I tried and tried and tried, and I didn't get anything. This time around, it's been a couple years. I've learned a lot over the couple years that I've been fishing the jetty, and I'm going to show you guys just how to go out there and get some fish to bring home. So first off, we're going to be starting fishing for greenling. Typically for greenling, you're just going to use a high-low rig, which I can describe to you, or I can show you this picture here. I only use one hook when I use a high-low rig. You guys can use two if you'd like, but it really just consists of some hooks, a weight, and the bait that you're going to use out on the jetty is going to be just regular shrimp. There's some people that use shrimp from the store. I'll use live shrimp from the bait shop. I will wrap it in some spider wire or spider string, and you don't have to try too hard. You're literally just going down the jetty. You're finding holes. You're casting out into these holes. You're not casting far. You're reeling in just a little bit. You're getting your bait on top of the rock, getting a good presentation, and you're just holding it there. Your line's going to look almost vertical, and you're just going to sit there and keep your line tight, and you're just waiting for a bite. It's really simple. I hope it works for you guys, and I hope after you watch this video, you'll realize just how easy it can be. So I'm going to organize my stuff. I haven't organized this bag in a long time, so I'm going to get that done, and I'm going to get going and head out there. All right, I got everything pretty much organized as far as I'm going to get it, so we'll go over kind of what I have here. I have a plethora of different plastic baits in here. Sometimes I'll use the gulp type stuff that has the scent on it. Sometimes I will just go to the bait shop and buy their own plastic baits that they sell. And yeah, I'll use a Texas style rig, weedless. That's what I'll run, so that's why over here I have a bunch of egg sinkers. And then I have some, let's see here. I have a bunch of wide gap hooks here. I also have some big river baits. I'll use that if I'm gonna rig up some herring or even shrimp sometimes if I have a shrimp that's big enough. I have some 1/0 octopus hooks here. These are specific for greenling. I think I have a couple more hidden away somewhere, but that's kind of what I got for now. And I'll use, for greenling, maybe I'll use 1 or 1.5 ounce. These are bank sinkers is what they're called. And yeah, that's pretty much it. I've got some bobbers. I've got some shrimp flies that I used last time. Just some odds and ends here. I've got that magic thread that I was telling you guys about for the shrimp, also called ghost thread. And then I have some scents here that I almost always put on my shrimp, or I'll even put it on my plastic baits and my weights to get my scent off of it. So yep, I'm gonna load this up into my pack that's now gonna be organized, and we'll get out of here. If you guys can see, I'm walking along some hard packed gravel on top of the jetty. I'm not going to go that much further past this hard pack. It is a little bit shallow here when you first get on the jetty. so you do want to walk down just a little ways. So just probably another 40, 60 more yards, and I'll start poking around looking for some holes to throw some bait into. Gonna do a little bit over double arm length, probably about 3 arm lengths in total. That's what is going to be my leader line. I use 20-pound mono. Everybody uses different stuff. This is just my preference. So I'll do a figure 8 on a bite at the end. That's what I will feed my weight through, my bank sinker. Just a little loop at the end. That's all it is. It's pretty simple. I'm going to use 2 ounce. You definitely do not need to. In fact, it might be overkill. I just don't know what the current feels like down there right now, and I don't really want to change my stuff, so I'm just going to err on the side of caution. This might be a little bit long. I'll definitely clip the tail off of it, but since we're here, from the end of our weight here, we're going to go up probably about 2 to 3 foot, and that's where our dropper loop's going to be. Now, don't let me sit here and explain to you how to tie a dropper loop. Just watch a YouTube video. I've tried teaching people before. It's pretty tricky for somebody to initially grasp, and I don't expect you guys to get it by watching me do it. So definitely find somebody that's more of a professional at teaching that kind of stuff than I am. So once I've got that dropper loop, I have a tag of about 5-6 inches. I'll kind of crimp it at the end so it can go through the eye of a hook. I get my 1/0 octopus hook out, feed it through, attach it, and I'm done. All I have to do now is put my shrimp on, wrap it in some magic thread, and then obviously mend it to my main line. I'm gonna cut off probably about that much, so in total, it'll be about 5 foot leader. Here's my hook, there's my weight. Here's some shrimp, still alive, nice and fresh. Usually gives you the best odds. I have some fire gel, some Potski fire gel. I have a rockfish blend that I almost always use, but right now I've got shrimp and surf perch blend out. I don't really think it matters. It's not like you're gonna target a specific species, I don't believe, when you're off the jetty with that type of scent. I think it just kind of depends on where you're casting and what kind of fish are right in front of you when you're casting. So I'll hook through the tail once, usually about at the second, I don't know what you call it, part of his tail. Come through the back end, go through the back and out like so. That way it's nice and splayed out. Really does help attract the fish. And then I will wrap it in thread and give it a cast. Usually with shrimp, you have to be kind of careful on how you rig it up when you're casting out into current like this. The waves, the surf will eat this up, and you'll only get a couple casts out of it. So you really have to pay attention on how you get this all rigged up. So don't be afraid to wrap a bunch of times like I'm doing, and then I'm gonna put it in some surf perch scent, just because. Just like that. And I'm gonna give it a cast. Again, I'm not casting far, just to the edge of where the vegetation is. I'll just let it drop all the way down. I'm going to keep my line tight. I might move it around every now and then so it doesn't get stuck if I'm just sitting here waiting for a bite. Reeling it in so it doesn't get stuck, letting it drop down. All right, I'm gonna shift down just a bit. Don't be afraid to move around on the jetty. There's multiple holes all throughout. Just keep moving on. If you haven't got bites, you know, give a spot like 10 minutes max and then move around. Slack tide will be here in about an hour and a half. So we have plenty of time. You don't really have to wait for slack tide for greenling because they do just hide in the holes. But you obviously get a little bit better luck when there is slack tide. So let's scoot down just a little ways and do it again. All right, I didn't move down that far at all, maybe 15-20 yards. I got a much better hole that I see right here, so I'm gonna cast into it and see what happens. There we go. All right. Oh, nice. That is a decent sized greenling. Get it on the rock here. Pretty average size. Let me keep her size at least. There it is. Yeah, just a nice average sized greenling. Definitely big enough to get some fillets off of. Since it's the first fish and we don't know how many we'll get today, I guess we'll keep it. I've got a bag that I can put some salt water in, so yeah, I'll get them knocked out and put on some cold water. Hopefully that gives you guys a little bit of an understanding on how easy this can be. If you know what you're looking for, know the spots that you're looking for, know what you're supposed to use. But like I said, I used to not know how to do any of this a couple years ago, and you know, there are a couple videos online, and I appreciate the people that have started those channels, but there's definitely a lack of content for fishing in Oregon off the rocks. So that's kind of why I cater towards this specifically. But yeah, I was fishing for maybe 20-25 minutes before I was lucky enough to get that. So we have food on the table. At least I have dinner, so I can't complain. But let's see if I can get dinner for more than just me. Put something in the freezer maybe. So again, doing the shrimp again. I'll do this scent again. I don't know if the scent really helped. By the time I got that bite, the scent was probably mostly washed off. So just because you catch one greenling in a spot, do not expect there to be more in that spot. I'm just gonna fish here for a little bit longer. I know there's several different holes that I can cast into. So, but again, if you catch one, don't expect to catch a whole bunch in that one spot. There's only a few handful of times where I've caught, you know, 2 or 3 out of one hole. So, don't waste your time in one area. If you stop getting bites, then keep moving. that's a pretty big surf perch. Oh, that's a slab right there. Oh man. Absolute slab of a surf perch. I love catching these things. I typically fish for red-tailed surf perch on the beach, but whenever you get one of these, I mean, look at my hand in comparison, and look at all that meat that's on them. Super good eating, super beautiful. I mean, look at his freaking scales, just the blue color on them. Good addition to dinner time. So let me take care of them and put them away. That caught me off guard, most definitely. So I was targeting greenling, just the style that I was fishing and being close to the rocks and everything. Striped perch tend to hang out in a similar type of area that greenling will. And also when you're using sand shrimp, you are targeting a lot of different species. Lingcod will go after sand shrimp, cabezon will go after sand shrimp, black rockfish will go after sand shrimp. So if you don't know what type of bait to use when you're going out on the jetty or just fishing in the ocean in general, sand shrimp's always a safe bet. Another greenling. Nice. This one's a blue one. Very nice. This one's here, I'll just bring the camera over. This one's nice and red. It's got blue meat inside of it. I can tell just by the color on his mouth there. I'll keep this guy. This will probably be enough for me. I thought about continuing on, but meh. It's 5:30, so I might just head home and cook some stuff up and show you guys how I make my fish tacos. Super simple, pretty good. So yeah, I'm gonna get him taken care of, and then we're gonna get out of here and I'll show you how to cook some stuff. My least favorite part about walking back is all this sand. Just wears you down. I don't care about the hill that I'm gonna climb afterwards, it's just the sand. Pretty nice view though. Super awesome day. No rain whatsoever. All right, next we need to get the cabbage ready. So when I make this cabbage, I am just slicing it super fine into strips. The texture is a little bit better that way. It stirs up with my jalapeno sauce, I guess is what you would call it. Stirs up with that pretty nicely. Yeah, the texture is good. So that's just how I do it. I'll show you here in just a second. Just gotta rinse it off. See, that's what we're looking for. Just really fine, long, stringy. All right, let's get our jalapenos ready to go. I don't put more than, I mean, you see the volume of cabbage here. This is just, I mean, this will do you good for probably about 6 or 7 fish tacos. For this amount of slaw, I would personally like err on the side of caution for you guys. I don't know what your level of heat that you like is. I would do like maybe 1 for this, 1.5 max. I'm gonna do 1.5 for this, just because I like heat. So we want it really, really fine. So in order to do that, I'll just take the seeds out. It kind of messes with the texture a little bit. It's the only reason I take it out. I know the seeds keep a lot of the heat, but I want some of that texture to be good. So I went with just 1 jalapeno. If you look at the ratio there, that's just what I wanted to do. So this is my heat level, and my heat levels I think is a little bit higher. So just keep that in mind when you're making it. Again, I'm not going to measure anything for you. I'm just throwing it together. This is just how I make tacos. Like I said, if you guys fish for your own stuff, if you like white fish, you know that all you really need to make good fish tacos is fish and a little bit of cornmeal, and just throw it together. There's not much to it. I'm just showing you the way that I like to do it. So I have that. We're gonna need sour cream. We're gonna need lime to get some lime juice. Another thing is garlic. You can use fresh garlic. I was planning on doing that, but now I don't want to because I'm lazy. So I'm gonna use minced garlic. I'm just gonna put probably about a tablespoonful in there. We'll eyeball it. So. There we go. Yeah, a little bit more. Seems about right. Put dollops of sour cream in there until it's the consistency that you like. I don't like it too runny, so I'll put a little bit in there. I'll toss it. If it needs a little bit more, I'll add a little bit more. So start with maybe a tablespoon or two tablespoons, and then go from there. Because you also have the lime juice in there as well to change the viscosity of it. Just mixing it up here. Add in some lime juice, and again, you're just getting the texture that you want. Add in some salt and pepper, and then we'll be done with it. always give it a taste. It's good. All right, now we are prepping our cornmeal. You can get stuff from the store that's pre-made. Louisiana fish fry is pretty good. But I like to just make my own. That way I'm not wasting those pre-made bags. And I'll just pour about the amount that I want for the amount of fish that you have. Now, the best thing to know about when you're frying fish is if you're trying to add heat to the cornmeal itself, when you add heat to something that you're going to fry, the heat dissipates very quickly. So if you think you have enough heat in there and you do want it to be spicy, add a little bit more. A lot of it's gonna cook out. So, okay. So I have my spices that I'm gonna add into my cornmeal here. This is something a little different than what I usually do. Still have the basics here, but I am using what's called hot salt. This is the first time I've used it in cooking. I did taste it before I bought it, and it's the heat that you want from pepper, and it's got salt in it too. This is spicy habanero is the pepper that's gone into it. It's called Black Salt Company. I'll use it sparingly because I do know that it is hot, and it's pretty coarse salt as well. So that usually does affect it when you're trying to coat it in something and fry it. So I have a little bit of that. I'm not going to put any black pepper in there. I'm going to put some white pepper in there just for that, a little bit of that smoky flavor, just a little dusting in there. I will always put dill in there. I love dill. I don't have a lot left, so I'm actually going to put the whole thing in there. And put in some peppers. We got cayenne pepper, and I will put in some paprika as well. Just a little dusting on top. You're gonna see the color when it's mixed around. Again, do it the way that you like. If you want bland cornmeal, then use bland cornmeal. I will actually taste test my cornmeal before I fry it. Sometimes you think you got it all put together and it's super bland, so. You can actually smell it too, so if it smells like fish fry, then it's good to go. Yep, so if you look at that, that looks like fish fry to me, so give it a little taste test. Alright, I'm going to start with the surf perch. It's been a long time since I've filleted one, so hopefully I don't screw it up. Just go right behind the fin here and then cut down and then fillet across just like you would normally. All right, now we're gonna move to frying. I think this oil is a little too hot. You want it to be about 375. We're only doing a couple minutes aside here. You really don't want to overcook any of these whitefish, ling cod, rock bass, greenling, doesn't matter. Super hot oil, so a couple minutes per side is going to be plenty. Turn that heat up again. All right, this batch is good to go. Dish it up and I'll give you a little review. Here we are, super simple, not a lot of ingredients, just a little bit of time and knife work. Give it a try. Sorry, my dog's drinking water right now. Perfect. As good as I remember. Super simple, but has all the flavors that you want in a fish taco. Well, everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for watching it all the way through. If you're at this point, I know catch and cooks are sometimes long and boring, but if this is something that you liked and you want to make it, make it. So appreciate you being here, visiting my channel. Make sure you follow and subscribe for more content that I create. So appreciate you all. Have a good night.